This is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping our news today at noon, public safety continues to be a top priority for the Manatee County Commission. ABC 7's Rebecca Vargas is back from the Commission's budget meeting and joins us now with the details. Rebecca?
Yeah, Scott, in fact, the Manatee County Commission has approved $1.2 million for the county's public safety budget, including the sheriff's office. As part of their budget meeting this morning, the commission considered a proposal to add 4 new 911 operators, 3 paramedics, and 13 new positions at the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. The additions come following a request by law enforcement and public safety officials. The positions will be funded through tax revenue from rising property values, but commissioners have tentatively approved no change in the tax rate. The county administrator says it's clear that the public safety is a priority since it's the only thing the commission has funded since the recession.
There are positions that are needed because in dispatch, for instance, we're operating with the same people that we began with back in the 1990s, and the calls for service are in the thousands now a day.
The commission also approved $50,000 in the public safety budget for a Veterans Services Officer to help with the backlog in Manatee County. Scott, back to you.
All right, Rebecca, thank you. Another crash today along I-75 as a truck rolls off an overpass. Troopers say the driver was heading south on 75 around 11 o'clock this morning. The box truck hit a guardrail and then veered into the northbound lanes, where the truck then flipped over the overpass and landed on Fruitville Road below. The truck landed upside down, as you can see. The driver was taken to the hospital. No word on his condition. Traffic was slowed, but it is now, we're told, back to normal. We're learning new details about the double murder-suicide that left 3 people dead in Bradenton yesterday. The suspect, now identified as 49-year-old Galo Rivero. The 2 victims, 50-year-old Odalius Martinez Castillas and 12-year-old
Domestic violence report, and in talking to some of the neighbors, there is sometimes a lot of arguing that goes on at this residence.
Rivero had previously been arrested for battery. City of Holmes Beach will host its annual National Night Out this evening. The event is an effort to bring the community together with law enforcement to improve relations and talk about concerns. There will also be kids activities, music, free food, and bike giveaways. National Night Out will be held from 4 to 8 p.m. at Holmes Beach City Field. Bradenton Police Department is adding to its force. The department will hold a swearing-in ceremony this afternoon at 4:30. 4 new officers will be sworn in, and a lieutenant will be promoted to the rank of captain. The ceremony will be held in the City Council chambers, and it is open to the public. Well, you can learn how to save on your power bill later today. ABC 7 is partnering with Florida Power and Light on ways to keep those bills lower when the temperatures are highest here on the Suncoast. A team of experts will be taking your calls beginning at 5 o'clock this afternoon. You can call in your questions anytime between 5 and 6:30 this evening. Just call 552-3127, again, beginning at 5 o'clock. And we're off to a good start on our temperatures, as we, I'm sure, are going to eclipse 90 again today.
Probably, and we have a tropical storm in the Caribbean that will not affect the Suncoast. I've been rushing around to plot it because it just happened at noon. Tropical storm Earl lives. It's passing to the south of Jamaica, and I will show you all about it coming up. But first, let's take a look at temperatures around the Suncoast. Scott was mentioning over 90. Well, it's 88 at Whitfield, 92 at the airport already. Bee Ridge 89, and Mayaca City 90 degrees. I'm going to do one good cough here. And now I can get through the weather. Minnesota 88 at this hour, and at Boca Grande 84. Now here is behold Tropical Storm Earl. There it is. They sent Navy reconnaissance or Air Force reconnaissance aircraft down there and found a central circulation, winds about 40 miles an hour. We'll look more closely at this in the next broadcast or the next part of our weathercast, but right now it is not posing any threat at all to the Suncoast. What we are seeing across Florida are scattered showers increasing this afternoon, and we have a pretty good chance we'll see some develop over our viewing area later on today through the early evening hours. But right now, skies are mainly clear to partly cloudy with no rainfall yet. Here's a chance of rainfall coming out of the computer showing about a 40% chance peaking out at 6 and 7 o'clock tonight, and then a lingering chance through the evening hours. And our high temperature should be pretty close to 92 coming up between 1 and 2. I'll show you all the latest about Tropical Storm Earl and a hint at our weekend weather coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Steve, thank you. In Palmetto, city commissioners vote to keep the millage rate flat for the upcoming fiscal year. The Bradenton Herald reporting commissioners had considered increasing it to make up for budget shortfalls, but in a 3-2 vote, the rate that determines how much money property owners pay in taxes will either go down or remain the same going forward. Palmetto will receive more revenue from increasing property values in the area. You could soon see some chickens in your neighborhood. Sarasota County is considering a proposal that would allow backyard chickens in all residential single-family zoning districts unless it's prohibited otherwise. The code would affect the number of chickens and coops allowed on each property. County is hosting 2 public workshops to get input. The first one happens tonight at the Sarasota County Administration Center beginning at 6 p.m. and the second is scheduled for tomorrow at the R.L. Anderson Administration Center in Venice. The beauty of the Suncoast extends well beyond our beaches. Tech Insider ranking the new Gulfgate Library in Sarasota as the most beautiful library in Florida. That ranking is based on libraries that have won awards from the American Institute of Architects and the American Library Association. The website says the facility, which opened last year, is recognized for its flexible meeting spaces and inviting design. Selby Gardens celebrating a rare and smelly bloom. It's the second corpse plant, which is named Audrey, bloomed last night. Audrey's size has eclipsed her predecessor, Seymour, and stands nearly 6.5 feet tall. Selby officials say the plant's not so pleasant scent will be very strong for the next couple of days, which is attracting a lot of extra attention.
The one thing that you can say about this plant is that it's raising a stink, but it also is not only like attracting flies and beetles, but it attracts humans as well.
Audrey and Seymour are 2 of several corpse plants blooming across the U.S. right now. Others can be found in New York, Indiana, and in Washington, D.C. Time now to get over to the kitchen and check in to find out what's cooking for lunch today. We're joined today by our guest chef, Jay Norris from Jack Dusty at the Ritz-Carlton. Hi, Jay. What are you making for us this afternoon?
So we're kind of extending summer a little bit. I've got some compressed watermelon salad with yellow tomatoes and some lavender goat cheese and fennel pollen.
It all sounds delicious. We'll find out how it comes together in just a little bit. Thank you, Chef.
Need new windows? Buy direct from the factory. New South Window is having a sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Buy 4 windows, save 25%. Buy 6 windows, save 30%. Buy 8 or more windows and save 35%. How? Because New South owns the factory and you cut out the middleman. Award-winning, energy-efficient windows and doors installed with a lifetime warranty. New South Windows are made in Florida for Florida homes by Florida workers. Visit newsouthwindow.com or call now.
Record-setting hot weather means your AC is working overtime to keep your home cool, which can lead to high bills. That's why we're bringing in the energy experts from Florida Power and Light Company. Watch ABC 7 News from 5 to 6:30 tonight to get your questions answered during the FPL Ask the Energy Expert phone bank. From smart technology to free online tools, learn how to save energy and money only on ABC 7.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, it's all about getting more for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. Stop by to see our new state-of-the-art showroom today, and you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet, a new 2016 Subaru Forester, for just $229 a month. Complimentary maintenance included at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
People ask me all the time, George, what do I do with my idea for a new product? I tell them, call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been providing patent referrals, preparing ideas, and submitting to companies for more than 30 years.
I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
For your free inventor's information, call 1-800-881-6805. Hurricane season is here. Are you prepared? ABC7 has the information you need. Access our special Surviving a Hurricane now. Learn how to prepare a readiness plan and survival kit. Know your evacuation route. Be prepared, Suncoast, when severe weather threatens. Access our special on our ABC7 app and all our live streaming platforms.
Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Roku.
Well, it was a fairly lightweight morning. It's turned into a very active afternoon with the tropics heating up and the birth of Tropical Storm Earl, but you wouldn't know it from looking out over Sarasota Bay. Still looks like fine summertime weather, which we'll continue to have for the rest of this week, with occasional showers and thunderstorms during the afternoon. So our current radar looking at some scattered thunderstorms coming in from the east coast down around Miami-Dade, approaching Lake Okeechobee. Remember last time we got some strong storms, there was a whole bunch of them that came from the southeast over our direction. This is mainly from the prevailing southeasterly flow that will encounter our sea breeze later today and should see scattered showers and storms develop and cool us off a little in the afternoon, we hope, if the timing is just right and the location is just right. There are also some storms offshore that are now dissipating, moving away from us. That's no threat. And looking at the water vapor image, just some globs of moisture in the upper atmosphere here and there, but no real strong movement of the air masses at the moment. Out in the Atlantic, it continues to remain dry up to the north, but to the south, that moisture has entered into the Gulf, and there is Tropical Storm Earl. We'll take a closer look at it. First off the coast of Africa, another wave has just come out, but it's not going to make it. This is what did. This is the first tropical storm we've had in the Caribbean since the 2014 hurricane season. We didn't have any in the Caribbean because of wind shear from El Nino last year, but Tropical Storm Earl fought all the bad environment and just eked out enough strength to be called Earl and a tropical storm today with 40-mile-an-hour winds. West is the movement at 22 miles an hour. And if we look at the spaghetti plot of all the models, it shows it moving again toward the Yucatan Peninsula and possibly into the southern Gulf of Mexico early next week. It could be near hurricane force, according to the National Hurricane Center, as it approaches the Yucatan Peninsula later on. And they sent an aircraft, reconnaissance aircraft, into it and flew around, and that's where they found some strengthening during the morning hours, and it is encountering some shear, but I think conditions are going to become more favorable once it approaches the Yucatan Peninsula. Now across the nation, cool and wet in the north, hot under high pressure, and we're influenced by high pressure too, but look how far away Earl is from us, and with that trajectory, it's not really going to be influencing our weather at all. The RPM computer forecast model shows scattered showers and thunderstorms this afternoon developing, especially in inland areas. Some of that could blow back and some of the outflow boundaries creating other showers and storms. And we start the whole process again tomorrow afternoon with another round of them and maybe moving westward and giving some afternoon showers and storms as well right along the coast. Well, here's our forecast for today. It's partly sunny, generally 50% chance of showers. I think most of those showers and thunderstorms will be inland. Our high temperature, 94 degrees. The average for this date is 90, and out in the open waters, winds will become southwesterly 5 to 10. Seas 2 feet or less, and if you're going to the beach, it's probably going to be like 91 degrees at Siesta and Lido this afternoon. The water temperature, a very warm 89 degrees, but it's been as warm as 92 in the last couple of days. Well, here's a 7-day outlook showing this pattern continues with 50, 60, 50, 50, 50 right on through the next 7 days, and we'll see that pattern probably continue into the following week. We'll be taking a closer look at Tropical Storm Earl and its impacts possibly in Central America and Belize and the Yucatan Peninsula later on in the broadcast. Scott?
All right, Steve, thank you so much. In health news, as concerns over the Zika virus grows following the spread of the virus in Miami, there are ways to keep yourself protected from being bitten by an infected mosquito. Mary Maloney explains.
The Zika virus is worrying people around the world. Bug sprays available now can stop the mosquitoes transmitting the dangerous virus. But how do you know which spray is the most effective? Consumer Reports put 16 bug sprays to the test.
Well, in a laboratory, very brave volunteers put their arms into a cage full of 200 disease-free mosquitoes, and we use 2 types of mosquitoes. One is the Culex mosquito that carries West Nile, and the other is the Aedes mosquito that carries Zika.
All in the name of science, the seemingly simple but painful test had great results.
We found 3 ingredients that are safe for everyone to use, even pregnant women, and are very effective. And those are DEET, oil of lemon eucalyptus, and picaridin.
Sawyer Picaridin got top marks, followed by Ben's Wilderness 30% DEET. Both kept mosquitoes away for up to 8 hours. And if you see clothing with the repellent built in, know this: the bugs may still come to you.
Instead, they kill or incapacitate the bugs when they land, and hopefully that happens before the mosquitoes bite you.
If you do wear the clothing, Consumer Reports says you should also use bug spray to keep the mosquitoes away. For Consumer Watch, I'm Mary Maloney.
Mary, thank you. McDonald's is changing some of its recipes. The fast food giant says high fructose corn syrup will be removed from its sandwich buns. In addition, chicken McNuggets and several breakfast items will no longer contain artificial preservatives. McDonald's also announced it's reached its goal of exclusively serving chicken not treated with antibiotics, and they did this almost a year ahead of schedule. The president of McDonald's U.S. operations says the changes are part of efforts to provide better quality food to customers. McDonald's has looked to upgrade its menu amid growing competition from its rivals. Well, we hear it all the time from our dentists that flossing is important to prevent gum disease and cavities, but there's actually little proof that it's true. The government has recommended flossing in the Surgeon General's report and in the dietary guidelines for Americans. The law requires scientific evidence for these guidelines. And in a letter to the Associated Press, the government says the effectiveness of flossing has never been researched. In 25 studies comparing the use of a toothbrush and the combination of a brush and floss, the results showed evidence supporting flossing was unreliable. One dentist says it's difficult to demonstrate flossing has any additional effects beyond the benefits of using a toothbrush. Well, smartphones, tablets, a huge television, if it has a screen, chances are we love it. A new Nielsen study shows Americans spend a lot of time glued to their screens. Get this, 10 hours and 39 minutes a day of media consumption alone. And that includes on all devices, tablets, phones, computers, TVs, and gaming systems. The study showed a 1-hour increase over 2015. Despite the fact that about 80% of adults have smartphones, TV and radio are still the go-to options for consuming media. Nearly 95% of adults have an HD television at home and spend nearly 5 hours a day watching movies or TV shows. We hope you're watching ABC 7 for some of that. Still to come in your Suncoast News, ABC 7's Don Brennan will join us to introduce a country club that has it all when it comes to fitness. That's coming up in Donnie Be Fit.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Batteries Plus bulbs keep stacks of batteries for cars, cell phones, watches, plus light bulbs for lamps, can lights, and appliances right on hand. Did I mention we also repair smartphones? Batteries Plus bulbs. Trust the plus. Visit Batteries Plus bulbs today.
Just because someone grows older, does that mean they have to grow apart from their friends or from the things they love to do? With Right at Home, it doesn't. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to help with personal care, housekeeping, meals, and most of all, staying engaged in life.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Are you ready to go?
Oh, I sure am.
We can provide the right care right at home.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Attention, this is an important message for anyone who had an IVC filter placed to prevent blood clots from traveling to their heart or lungs. Did your IVC filter move, break, or cause organ damage? The FDA warns that IVC filters may cause serious complications, such as heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, even death. If you or a loved one suffered serious complications, call IVC Filter Helpline now. You may be entitled to compensation. IVC filters are designed to prevent blood clots. If your IVC filter moved or broke and you suffered heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, or if a loved one died as a result, call IVC Filter Helpline today. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You'll pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call today for a free confidential consultation. Don't fight this alone. Call IVC Filter Helpline now.
Please call 800-897-6764. That is 800-897-6764.
In today's Donnie B. Fit, ABC 7's Don Brennan explains how a Suncoast Country Club is thinking outside of the box. Don?
Thanks, Scott. Esplanade Golf and Country Club has built this amazing facility that encompasses all three facets of the fitness trilogy. Golf is always in fashion at Esplanade Golf and Country Club, but with so many people having fitness at the top of their mind, Esplanade is finding its inner chi.
And I call it three-dimensional, so it's mind, body, spirit. So it just encompasses all three here in one building. To see this take off and the potential of growth here is absolutely amazing for this facility up here. And this, again, Carol Morrison does a great job with the cutting edge lifestyle. There's nothing like it here. The mindset of so many fitness clubs these days is to offer a wide variety of amenities so that you never have to leave and never want to leave, kind of like the Hotel California. Esplanade is just following suit.
We have our salon. We have a nail tech coming on board next week. You can come in and basically spend the whole day here, starting with a massage, facial, your hair, and your nails. In order to keep you there even longer, they offer a health food cafe and a tiki restaurant in the same vein. When they come in and they want to do a package, they can order from the Healthy Cafe or our Tiki Hut.
It is open to the public. We've got lots of great events throughout the week. We've got Tiki Tuesdays, we do live music on Friday, fantastic menu, a lot of selections, especially focused on healthy options, of which we have very many. All the traditional massages are offered along with the Golden Esplanade. The fitness center is so high-tech, you may even need a cranial massage, which they offer too. TechnoGym obviously stands for technology and gym, so each equipment is pieced with a IC control, which sort of shows your reps and the volume you go through it. You can use the My Wellness Cloud account, which is set up your own account, and you keep track on your smartphone. And again, the spa and the Healthy Cafe and the Tiki are all open to the public, and a lot going on out there.
Fit, and then you could go play golf.
Yeah, that's always nice.
You know, you're stronger, you shoot a lower score maybe.
I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever score lower scores. I don't know how big I'd have to get, but
yeah, it takes a lot of practice, doesn't it? All right, Donnie, thank you so much. Let's get back to the kitchen now, see how lunch is coming along. We're joined today by Chef Jay Norris from Jack Dusty at the Ritz-Carlton. Steve?
Jay, thanks for joining us this afternoon. And
thank you very much.
It's summer, and we don't want to have the oven on, so we don't have our oven on.
We don't.
We're going to make a nice, cool dish.
Yes, nice and fresh. So we've got compressed watermelon and tomato salad.
Wow, compressed watermelon. How would you compress the watermelon?
So we cut the watermelon into nice chunky cubes and then vacuum seal it. So what it does is it intensifies the flavor, the texture, and just gives it a overall little bit more of an appealing taste and texture.
It looks dense. It looks very dense.
It is very dense. Alternatively, if you don't have a vacuum sealer at home, most people might not, you can very simply just cut your watermelon and your tomatoes and make this salad as well.
So tell us about this dish.
Okay, so this dish, what we'll do, very simple, put this together. So we've got our watermelon, obviously, tomatoes. Now the nice thing about this dish, you can have it alone by itself, or if you do feel like cooking, grilled shrimp, maybe a chicken breast or some scallops.
Scallops would be great.
Could certainly go on this dish. As I said, very simple to start with. We've got salt, pepper, and then a couple little hidden ingredients in there. I've got some chili flake into the mix.
Love that.
Also some fennel pollen, so some nice sweet floral flavors to that. And then some honey white balsamic vinegar to give it a little tang, and some Meyer lemon oil.
Nice.
So nice fresh flavors starting out there. We'll just kind of give it a little mix.
A gentle mix.
Gentle mix.
You don't want to bruise it.
No. And then right into the bowl here. Going on top, we've got lavender goat cheese. At Jack Dusty, we call that our purple haze.
And you make that in-house?
We do, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's our little nickname for that, that particular cheese. So we've got lavender goat cheese. We'll just crumble a couple pieces on top of that. And then finish off with some fresh basil.
Very nice. And again, you could top this with some scallops, which would be beautiful. Would you let the scallops cool off before you put them on, or put them on hot?
Yeah, you can put them on hot. Either way, your preference. I would probably take them right out of the saute pan or off the grill if you wanted to grill the scallops, that sort of thing. This weekend, I am headed to the Rocky Mountains.
To take a taste of Sarasota back to the Rockies.
I'm taking some of Sarasota. I've got a few of our staple dishes from Jack Dusty that I'm taking to our Ritz-Carlton property at Bachelor Gulch, and this is one of them.
And what are the others going to be?
Sarasota Cioppino, which is certainly going to showcase our fresh seafood in the area. I've got blistered shishito peppers with Anna Maria Island Botaga
like
shaved
that.
over the top of that, and then a key lime strawberry shortcake.
Do the different properties in Ritz-Carlton do that with each other? Bring a chef from one to other?
It happens from time to time. I was invited to do so and didn't have to think twice to say yes on that. So
it's a special honor.
Looking forward to it. Absolutely.
Good. And you would serve this right after you've prepared it. And what are you topping it off with?
Absolutely. A little more chili flake. I like it spicy. It balances well with the sweetness, sweet and spicy. You've got a nice savory flavor with the goat cheese and the salt, the pepper. And the floral comes out with the lavender and the fennel pollen as well.
So all in all, how long would it take to prepare, at least this part of it?
Oh, this part of it, no time at all. No time at all. So if you just cut your watermelon, cut your tomatoes, you can put this together in no time. So if you're short on time after work, this is a great little fresh salad to put together.
Excellent.
Glass of white wine.
Well, Jay Norris, thank you for visiting us here on Noon Show. If you want this recipe, you can go to our website, mysuncoast.com, give you all the details. Very easy. It smells delicious, and we'll be tasting this a little bit later on. Break right now. We'll be back with more news in just a couple of minutes.
Thank you.
There were highs.
Never seen anything like this.
And some lows.
Protests erupting outside.
There was a lot of anger. You had the WikiLeaks emails come out.
But when the Suncoast mattered most, no one covered it like ABC 7.
Over the next 4 days, we will be covering our local Suncoast delegation.
There's a lot of excitement here. We're standing right where those Florida delegates will sit.
I talked to some Suncoast delegates.
We were right in the thick of that.
This convention's done a lot of good for everybody.
ABC 7 News. We're here for you, Suncoast.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop head that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
Welcome back. 2 of my favorite guests. Cash 3 and Play 4.
Surprise! We're Pick 3 and Pick 4 now.
Whoa!
But we still play exactly the same. We just got a fresh new look.
Speaking of surprises, I have one for you. Say hello to Pick 2 and Pick 5.
Introducing the complete Pick family of games.
We're family now.
The new Pick 2 and Pick 5 have joined Pick 3 and Pick 4 to give you more choices in your daily gameplay. The Florida Lottery. Just imagine.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. Topping our news this half hour, the latest on a growing Zika outbreak in Miami. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention now warning pregnant women to avoid traveling to certain areas of Florida. ABC's Elizabeth Herr has the latest.
The Wynwood area of Miami, now the focus of the U.S. fight against the Zika virus.
It's scary. It really is kind of scary.
According to Florida health officials, 14 cases of Zika have been transmitted by local mosquitoes in just 1 square mile of the city.
We believe there's still individuals that are at risk in that 1 mile square radius.
The CDC taking no chances, issuing its first ever travel warning for the U.S., recommending pregnant women avoid this populated area. The Zika virus can cause severe birth defects.
We're just doing a neighborhood sweep just to check and make sure there's no mosquito breeding.
It's an all-out war against the spread of the virus here. Officials going door to door, testing thousands of residents, delivering Zika prevention kits and bedding nets. Most of those infected, like this man, show no
You
symptoms.
don't have no fever. You didn't have nothing.
Crews spraying to control the mosquito population, but it's unclear whether the pesticides are effective.
Unfortunately, there's no quick test for that. Second, it may be that there are breeding sites that haven't been eliminated, standing water where mosquitoes continue to be churned out.
Health officials are telling residents to use bug spray and get rid of standing water.
Just making sure none of my plants have water. That's just been sitting there.
And just today, the CDC announced more funding, $16 million for states and territories to be used for better identifying cases where babies are born with birth defects because of the Zika virus. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, Miami.
Elizabeth, thank you. Here on the Suncoast, the Florida Department of Health has confirmed another travel-related case of the Zika virus in Manatee County. This is the second case there. Another travel-related case was found in St. Lucie County. That brings the total number of travel-related cases up to 388. 55 of them involve pregnant women. There are 10 cases in Hillsborough, 7 Pinellas County, 1 in Charlotte, and another in Sarasota County. The only locally transmitted cases of the Zika virus, of course, remain in Miami-Dade and Broward counties.
And we were looking here at the number.
Yeah, Steve.
Got the top 10 cities for mosquitoes in the country as far as the length of the mosquito season because of the rain and temperature. Miami 1, Port St. Lucie 2, Palm Bay, Florida 3, Tampa 4, Daytona 5th, and Sarasota is the 6th worst city in the country for
273 days of mosquito season, so almost year-round.
Almost
we're dealing
year-round.
with those bugs, yeah.
Well, we also are having a return of our rain, which doesn't help, and that's a good idea. If you have standing water and anything out in your backyard, make sure you dump it out and try and keep things as dry around your property, because that will help keep the number of mosquitoes down. These are current temperatures, pretty close to 90, 92 across the area. Out in Anna Maria, 86, and Longboat, 86, and Siesta, that same temperature for the coolest in the area. But we're starting to warm up. Port Charlotte, 92, and Harbor Heights, 93, and that warmth is going to continue. Now here is our new tropical storm Earl, which is the first tropical storm in the Caribbean. We didn't have one at all last season because of El Nino, so it's almost 2 years, and it's moving westward with 40-mile-an-hour winds. We'll look more closely at that a little bit later on in the broadcast, but as far as our local weather, we're going to continue to have scattered showers and thunder showers moving over the central part of the state, and some of those could produce some outflow boundaries, creating other storms over the coastal areas later on today. But at this hour, it's pretty dry, and it should stay that way for another couple of hours. But if we look at the computer plot on the probability of rain, it goes up about 6 and 7 o'clock tonight to 40%. Again, we'll look more closely at that and more closely at Tropical Storm Earl in just a few minutes. Scott?
All right, Steve, thank you. It's been nearly 20 years now since JonBenet Ramsey was found murdered in the basement of her home in Boulder, Colorado. And for the first time, her older brother is now speaking out about the case. Burke Ramsey was only 9 years old when his sister died. He's speaking to the press for the first time as part of a 3-part series that will air on the Dr. Phil show next month. This murder remains one of America's most famous unsolved crimes. No charges have ever been filed on the case. DNA evidence cleared all 3 family members in 2008. Boulder Police Chief Mark Beckner has admitted big mistakes were made in the early days of the investigation. Attorneys representing Dylann Roof are arguing the death penalty is unconstitutional and should not be used against him. Federal prosecutors are intending to seek the death penalty against the accused Charleston church shooter. Roof's lawyers are filing a motion claiming the death penalty and federal death penalty law are unconstitutional. If a judge does declare it unconstitutional, Roof could enter a guilty plea and be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of release. Roof is also facing a death penalty trial in state court next year. On the campaign trail, with less than 100 days now to the general election, Donald Trump is already declaring the election is rigged. Without providing any proof, Trump is indicating that the American electoral process and his Democratic rival Hillary Clinton are rigged in the latest polls. Clinton leads Trump by 7 points. Meanwhile, he's now the focus of an investigation by the New York Times following his comments to a family who lost their son while serving overseas.
This New York Times investigation says they had 5 deferments, 4 for education. That last one for those bone spurs, according to the Times, would have made it virtually impossible for him to get drafted.
That the premise of Trump's promise to make America great again ignores the troops that she says already make America great. Meanwhile, the current vice president is serving in an entirely different kind of way. For the first time ever, Joe Biden officiated a wedding. He got a temporary certification from the District of Columbia to preside over the ceremony of 2 White House staffers. The wedding was even held in the vice president's living room in Washington. Biden tweeted he was proud and couldn't be happier to marry the couple at his home. Meanwhile, 500,000 voters between Sarasota and Manatee counties will cast their votes in the primary election later this month. Early estimates show nearly 300,000 voters are registered to vote in Sarasota County, 220,000 in Manatee County. Voters who registered over the last couple of days or through the mail still haven't been counted. So far, the number of voters has increased 6% from 2014 and 9% if you go back to 2012. Across the 2 counties, 224,000 people registered as Republican, 159,000 as Democrat, and there's another 132,000 who are registered as independents. Meanwhile, USF Sarasota Manatee will host a candidate forum today for those running for Florida's House of Representatives and for Congress. The first forum will feature candidates running for State House District 70, while the second will feature Democrats running for the 16th Congressional District, challenging Vern Buchanan. The forums will be held today from 4 to 6 p.m. at the Selby Auditorium on the USF Sarasota Manatee campus. It is free and open to the public. We're just a few days away now from the start of the 2016 Summer Olympics, and as the athletes head to Brazil, critics continue to question its readiness. Athletes are already being advised not to put their head underwater. Scientists say there's now super bacteria in the area where the athletes will compete. They've been testing Rio's beaches for a year and discovered high levels of the dreaded superbug, drug-resistant bacteria that have been turning up in hospitals. The highest levels of bacteria are on the shores of Guanabara Bay, where the Olympic sailing event will be held. One sailor says Rio has the dirtiest water he's ever competed in.
We have some cats, and as soon as you cut the food or whatever, you can easily infect yourself, and that's a problem.
Authorities say athletes and visitors will be safe, and the sailing arena has internationally acceptable levels of bacteria. In consumer news, the state of Washington is filing a lawsuit against Comcast for 2 million violations of the Washington Consumer Protection Act. The Washington Attorney General says the company's service plans were misleading. They gave improper service charges and performed 6,000 improper credit screenings on customers who paid their equipment deposits.
Either customers paid the deposit to avoid a credit check and Comcast ran it anyway, or customers were forced to pay the deposit despite their having a high credit score.
Attorney General says 500,000 customers were deceived. In a statement, Comcast says it worked with the Attorney General's office to address every issue they raised and made several improvements based on their input. Bye-bye to the gun and hello water pistol. After public pressure and even some arrest, Apple is getting rid of the gun emoji. And that's not the only change to your beloved emojis. Bullets are out too. Water is in. Apple's replacing the pistol emoji with a green water gun. Consider it Apple's version of gun control. The change comes after some people got in trouble with the law because they used the pistol and other weapons emojis in social media posts. Last year, a group against gun violence started this campaign to specifically get rid of that firearm emoji, and it worked. Still to come in your Suncoast News, taking a look at the Suncoast history. ABC 7's Linda Carson will take you to this week's Place We Call Home, coming up in just a little bit. Stay with us.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7.
We have to continue looking at the projects that are underway that have been approved, get those things funded, stop pointing fingers, and do more.
Algae becomes political. Waters in South Florida continue to be plagued. Find out what's being done locally to keep waters here in the Suncoast clean. I'm Ray Collins. That story, plus our roundtable discussion.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you, weeknights at 5.
Batteries Plus bulbs keep stacks of batteries for cars, cell phones, watches, plus light bulbs for lamps, can lights, and appliances right on hand. Did I mention we also repair smartphones? Batteries Plus bulbs. Trust the plus. Visit Batteries Plus bulbs today.
This is a special health alert for seniors suffering with joint pain. If you have Medicare insurance, you may qualify for high-quality support braces at little or no cost.
I'm thrilled with my knee braces.
Now, there is a simple and proven solution for seniors to get out of pain with state-of-the-art support braces.
I barely feel any pain at all.
Braces for your knees and back, as well as your shoulders and ankles, too.
I'm so happy with the quality of these braces.
Call now, and you could qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost.
I can play ball again, and it doesn't hurt.
And because of my Medicare coverage, it costs me next to nothing.
So call now.
And because I have this red, white, and blue Medicare card, my braces have cost me just about nothing.
It's true. You may get a knee, back, shoulder, and ankle brace at little or no cost.
They qualified me for 2 knee braces and a back brace.
If you have knee or back pain, give them a call. They can help.
1-800-476-8967. 1-800-476-8967.
Beautiful sunrise this morning from Lakewood Ranch, and it's been a fair to partly cloudy morning, as we'll continue to see for the next few hours until the scattered thunderstorms move in later on today. We should have about a 60% coverage as the day moves on. Currently at Sarasota Bradenton International Airport, temperature 92, dew point kind of an oppressive 76, even though the humidity is 59 with a dew point 76. You feel it when you're outside. It's a feel-like temperature pretty close to 100 already. Tampa is 89, Gainesville 90, Key West 90 as well, Miami reporting an 89 at the noon hour. And across our viewing area, we're seeing temperatures range from the mid and upper 80s along the beach, where we'll top off about 90 today. Great day to go to the beach, Northport 91 already, as is Arcadia. Now on radar, we're looking for storms to start developing in the interior, and this is a southeasterly flow, which is one of the key components for our regular thunderstorms, and it is in place, and now all we need is that Gulf sea breeze to start moving in, and that will produce the afternoon, evening thunderstorms. None are happening right now, but let's look maybe 5, 6, 7 o'clock later on today, and we'll probably see them start popping up. Now, water vapor is not a lot of moisture over the Florida Peninsula, just a few globs here and there, but it will get moisture as the week goes on. Taking a look at the tropical weather outlook, a very quick look off the coast of Africa. That's an easterly wave that's not going to make it. This did. Tropical Storm Earl formed late this morning based on aircraft reconnaissance. It has 40-mile-per-hour winds and is moving westward at 22 miles per hour. If we look at the computer models, it's going to move very quickly westward toward the coast of Honduras, Belize, and Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula. There is a hurricane watch and tropical storm warning in effect all along here because this is going to rush westward through this evening. So by tomorrow, they're going to have fairly bad conditions right along those coastlines we just mentioned. And also look at the storm could potentially move into the Bay of Campeche and form into a stronger storm, possibly a hurricane, as we move later on in the week. If we move on now, this tropical plot wasn't quite working. I tried to put it together just before we came on show. Now we do have that aircraft reconnaissance path that went right around the periphery of the storm, and it did come up with a 60-mile-an-hour wind at one point. But based on that reconnaissance, the Weather Service, the National Hurricane Center, issued the official designation of Tropical Storm Earl. Well, in the national weather, it's cool and a little wet in the northeast, very hot in the south, and our weather is controlled by this ridge of high pressure from the Atlantic to the Gulf. But look how far south Earl is from us, and the direction it's going means it will have no impact on our Florida weather, so that is some good news. We'll take a look at the RPM computer futurecast, and by late in the day, we'll have those interior storms developing, partly cloudy skies otherwise. And then tomorrow afternoon, another round of them form and possibly move back to the coast, giving us those cooling outflow boundaries. Beach is the place to go if you can for northeast winds, 10 knots, seas 2 feet. Bay and inland waters will have a light chop. The Gulf water temperature at New Pass 89, the air temperature forecast for the beach 91 with a very high UV index of 11. Here's my forecast for the rest of today. Partly cloudy with a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms developing. Our high temperature 94 with winds becoming southwesterly 5 to 10. And the 7-day outlook indicates that we have this chance of rain with us all weekend long, and none of this is being influenced by Earl, but it's something we will keep a close eye on all week. Bob Harrigan will tell you all about it, its future path, and any additional warnings that come up in our later newscast. Scott?
All right, Steve, thank you. Manatee County has a rich history, including a place once called Fogartyville. ABC 7's Linda Carson has more, and today's A Place We Call Home.
In 1865, as brothers John and Bartholomew Fogarty, successful shipbuilders from Key West, sailed down the Gulf, they ran into a storm.
And they ran out of food. And they needed food, so they came up the Manatee River, and this was on a boat called the Grover King, and John looked around, and being a boat builder, he saw all the live oak, the cypress and cedars that are still around here now, and thought it'd be a good place to settle and start building boats.
The next year, 3 Fogarty brothers came back and claimed the land under the Armed Occupation Act of 1842.
Which states if you clear and maintain 5 acres for 5 years, you get 165 acres. The 3 acreages combined was the basis of Fogartyville.
The oldest brother, John, started a boat building business.
He owned the store, he owned the shipyard, he owned the property, and he built homes and rented them out or sold them.
Business was booming for the Fogartys.
They were building boats and shipping all around the Caribbean up to the Atlantic coast, up into New England, all up into there, carrying produce, carrying goods, machinery, whatever they could.
This was the first church in Fogartyville.
This is called the St. Luke's Chapel. It was built in 1885. This corner, the original 20-foot of this corner is it. This is the original dentile work and the columns and everything.
Fogartyville's second church, the Sacred Heart Catholic Church, also still stands. Both churches are now private homes. Bradentown, a small hamlet nearby, began to outgrow Fogartyville.
At that time, Fogartyville was dying out because they were shipbuilders, and with the railroad coming in and traffic easing up off the water, boats weren't so much in demand, and therefore they were kind of out of work.
Fogartyville is gone now, but Lewis Park is a reminder of its glory days.
Which was actually Toll Fogarty's homestead that his daughters neglected to pay taxes on. And so the city of Bradenton took it over during the Depression for back taxes.
Bob Pitt, also a shipbuilder, has lived in Fogartyville for 38 years. He says it is a great place to call home.
I love it. It's close to the water. We're at 14-foot elevation, so we're not really too concerned about a flood right here.
Fogartyville is gone now, but the legacy of the Fogarty brothers and the beautiful community they created are a proud part of Manatee County history. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you so much, Linda. The Venice Community Center is going high-tech as part of a new Florida Power and Light project. 180 solar panels will be installed on the roof of a new carport. The power generated will enter the city's power grid and be enough to power 10 homes for an entire year. That would save a total of about 60,000 pounds of coal.
This is an opportunity for them to showcase how you can take solar panels and use them for a secondary benefit of shaded parking.
FPL signed a 30-year lease with the City of Venice. No tax dollars are involved in building this solar array. Entertainment news is next. We'll be right back.
Record-setting hot weather means your AC is working overtime to keep your home cool, which can lead to high bills. That's why we're bringing in the energy experts from Florida Power and Light Company. Watch ABC 7 News from 5 to 6:30 tonight to get your questions answered during the FPL Ask the Energy Expert phone bank. From smart technology to free online tools, learn how to save energy and money only on ABC 7.
Well, hurricane season is here, and we'll make sure you're prepared. Watch our hurricane special on our ABC 7 app and all our live streaming platforms.
Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and when the Suncoast matters most.
We're standing right where those Florida delegates will sit.
I talked to some Suncoast delegates.
We were right in the thick of that.
No one covers it like ABC 7.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Dog days of summer got you down? Beat the heat with huge summer savings during the summer clearance event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. You'll feel cooler than ever when you drive away in a new Jeep Cherokee for as little as $19,999, or take home a stylish new Jeep Renegade for just $18,599. How about a new 2016 Jeep Patriot for just $14,999? Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Since 1928, Karastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs, producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will. Karastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourself.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
Kesha is asking a judge to dismiss a California lawsuit alleging her former producer, Dr. Luke, sexually abused her. But a similar case will remain in play in New York State. The suit claims the producer allegedly raped her and frequently ridiculed her. Dr. Luce has denied the allegations and accused the singer of making them to try to obtain a better recording deal. An update on the lawsuit filed against Gawker by Hulk Hogan. Gawker founder Nick Denton has now filed for personal bankruptcy. Denton owes Hogan $125 million. Now that he's filed for bankruptcy, though, it can keep Hogan from collecting that money. Gawker's parent company has also gone into bankruptcy and is now up for sale. A jury ruled in favor of Hogan in a privacy case revolving around a sex tape posted on Gawker's website. James Patterson will soon be writing for television. The author is teaming up with the Investigation Discovery Channel for a 6-part scripted series. That series will focus on true crime stories written by Patterson. He'll also serve as executive producer on the show, and those stories will be released as 150-page books. The series will premiere sometime next year. Hollywood keeps on recreating movies that have already been done, and Channing Tatum is now set to star in a remake of Splash, a 1984 romantic comedy about a man who falls in love with a mermaid. This time there's a catch. Tatum will play Daryl Hannah's former role as a mermaid, or as a merman, I guess, and Jillian Bell will star as the love-struck human. Certainly a good movie the first time it came out. We'll see how this one plays, right?
A totally different audience for this one, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Well, we have a plot on Tropical Storm Earl, and that orange area along the coast of Honduras, Belize, and part of the Yucatan Peninsula is a tropical storm warning. There's also a hurricane watch in effect for part of that area, and you can see the storm moving westward at a fairly good clip, reaching maximum wind speeds of 60 miles an hour as it approaches the coast of Yucatan tomorrow morning. So it's something everybody lives along that coast is going to be paying very close attention to. And again, here is our RPM computer forecast model showing you the scattered showers we'll have over us today.
All right. And so it's still unclear whether that storm will become a hurricane as it passes, maybe once it gets into the Gulf. Maybe.
Exactly. Well, it's got to go over the Yucatan Peninsula, but that water is really warm down the Bay of Campeche.
Okay.
It could.
All right, we'll watch it. Thank you, Steve. And thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful afternoon ahead. We invite you back at 5 o'clock.